Hey everyone, and welcome to another live tea tasting. I've got an exciting lineup for you today. It's actually part two of my well, not my Teavanna Tastealikes, but the Teavanna Tastealikes that Adagio put into place. So this is the moment I've been waiting for all week to continue the series. So I'm going to go ahead and start the water because I am excited. I've got a new lineup coming, and thankfully I did my research, and I've come up with a new idea. It really didn't need much research, but it was more like common sense. But instead of doing 3 pots, I'm just gonna go and do 3 cups. Shanna, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 cups because last week I spent literally the entire night in the bathroom, and I'm trying to avoid it this time. So instead of 3 pots, I'm gonna do 3 cups, and that should get me going. So today's yes, that's the look. That's the look I had. Nicole, welcome. Oh, I should say Dev, because there's probably going to be another Nicole coming in, and that's going to get everybody confused. Speaking of which, hey Nicole, welcome. So we got 2 people. One is Nicole, one is Dev. I'm glad that we got that settled. Anyway, today's flavors are going to be as follows. There we go. We're doing white Ayurvedic chai. I don't know how to pronounce that. Power washing the kidneys. That's exactly what happened last week. It was bad. Um, white. I'm gonna spell that out phonetically. I have no idea how that goes. Ayurvedic chai. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to correct me on that later. I'm doing samurai mate. That one's a lot easier. And peach Bellini. So all of those are a lot easier to say than white Ayurvedic chai. So we're gonna get this party started. I've already got the water going. Now, generally, I'm going to do all 3 at the same temperature, even though technically you shouldn't. The white tea is actually a more tender leaf, so it should be steeped at about 180 for 3 minutes rather than 212 at 5. But the instructions say that you can do it at 180 at 212. Ayurvedic. Thank you for that. I will be Teresa. Welcome. I will try to say that correctly from here on in. Ayurvedic. Um, but yeah, that's a lighter. It's a lighter leaf. It's a white tea. So hopefully it can stand up to the 212 degrees. If not, it'll be oversteeped, and I'll adjust my opinion accordingly. But there's no way for me to tell. I'm just following the directions on the label for right now. We'll figure it out later. So, without further ado, I'm going to at least. Ooh, this thing's flapping all over the place. I'm gonna put you guys down for just a moment and open this up. Oh, the white Ayurvedic tea. I'm gonna be saying that slowly until I get it. Woo! Oh, that smells good. Oh, that is very, very cinnamony. Oh, it smells really nice. Let's see what's in it. It's got white tea, cinnamon bark, ginger root, lemongrass, cardamom, black peppercorn, natural spicy cinnamon flavor. That's what went right up my nose. The cloves, dried coconut, pineapple pieces, and natural ginger flavor. So this is going to be quite spicy. I can't wait. Oh, Adagio actually has another white chai that I'm quite fond of. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty creamy on its own. I'm going to put a little bit more. But it's not very it's spicy, but it's not very spicy, So I'm expecting this to be more have more of a hit. Oh, did I put enough in here? No, I didn't. I spent some time pouring it out. I guess I mismeasured. I like to. Hey Ma, welcome. I like to have it a little bit strong. It doesn't look like this would actually need a whole lot by the smell of it. It's got a very strong scent, but it's going to hit hard, I'm sure. Oh yeah, that should do it. So we're gonna start off. Rick, welcome. Glad you could make it. We'll start off with the white Ayurvedic. As you can see, it's a very colorful tea. You know, you have like lots of light green, dark green, and darker green. There's some yellows, there's some little bit of red. The brown is a cinnamon, and I'm trying to see where the black peppercorns are. They're probably in there somewhere. It's hard to tell, at least through the camera anyway. I'm just digging around in there. It's probably it might even be powdered because sometimes they powder the peppercorn and it gives it a nice flavor when it opens up and you get more of the kick. So we're gonna see. I don't know if I'll be able to show how much it'll grow. I'm not expecting too much growth because I don't see many whole tea leaves in here. It looks like it's been cut up pretty well. But as you can see, you'll note where my pinky is, where it starts. So we'll just look into that a little bit later. And I'm gonna make a mental note. Well, not a mental note, but just a statement that I'm leaving the peach Bellini for the end because I know full well what happened last week. I had so much of the Bellini, of the peach Serenity that it kind of drowned out the last flavor. So yeah, I'm going to leave this leave this as it is because I learned my lesson for once. So anyway, while that goes on, I'm going to talk a little bit about the white tea and how it's different from the green and the black tea. Green, black, and white teas all come from the same plant, but it's just a matter of when you pick them and how you process them. White teas are generally picked earlier in life, as you've seen before, where it has like the buds, and they have like the little white hairs on them. That's picked off earlier in life because it hasn't fully developed, and the leaves are still in very rare form. As well, when you pick them, they are higher concentrated in caffeine because that's a natural insecticide, and so the young plant is just trying to protect itself before so that it doesn't fall prey to insects before it has a chance to grow into a fully mature leaf. So that's a little bit of a tidbit there. I've always found that little tidbit interesting because when you pull the bud off at such an early age, you get the sweetness of it, like just as you'd imagine. A younger leaf has a softer taste. It's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit less imposing when you steep it. Generally, you have a very very light color. Sometimes it's even clear because there's not a lot of chlorophyll in the leaf yet. So you'll get very little color change in the actual water. And sometimes, if you're not used to drinking white tea, you won't even taste it. Like really, really super young leaves can leave just like a more kind of an extra watery flavor to it, if that makes any sense. I don't want to say it's extra coppery because it's not, but it's closer to that end, where it's not quite salty, it's not quite earthy. It's a very, very light, slightly metallic kind of flavor, but not as super imposing. So you'll have to really work hard sometimes to actually know that it's there. But once you get used to it, and once you taste it, and you like, oh, there's that flavor, you'll know it's in there. Oh, looks like Quackhead is quacking. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out real quick. Oh wow, this has got a very much darker, much darker color to it than I thought. I guess it's because of all the cinnamon and all the spices in it. It gave it a nice color. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. It doesn't even look like a white tea. It's like a very uh, orangey brown, kind of a bronze texture to it. Not texture, tone to it. And you can see on the edge, right around there, it's kind of yellow. So that's a lot different from the usual white tea. Normally, you'd barely see it at all. It would normally be closer to a green tea. Strong green teas are actually green, but the ones that aren't quite all green, they tend to be a little bit yellow. That's closer to what the edge is. So I'm assuming that everything in there right now is just um, is just spice. White tea is good for beginners going to taste the harder tea taste. Uh, Generally, yes. Like you would work your way up. Um, but actually, what I would do is I would start with with a black tea, and then a green tea, and then a white tea because, well, yeah, generally I would start with the white tea and then end with another white tea. I guess because when you're drinking it and it's harder to taste, then you work your way up, and then you go back after cleansing your palate, of course. Then you can go back to the original white tea and say, okay, yeah, now I see it. But right off the bat, it's depending on which one you choose, it could be a little bit difficult to spot. But I mean, that's something that would definitely, if I ever got into the opportunity where I did host a tea tasting, which hopefully one day that would be a lot of fun to do. Yeah, I would probably start with a white tea and then end with a white tea. Um, just to see how that goes. But of course, I'd also consult a professional just to see if that is a great idea. I'm not sure. I've never done it, so we'll start with that. Um, so I'm gonna try not to splash too much while I pull this out. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's good. All right, I'm gonna try not to drip it. There we go. So there has actually been a lot of difference. It was a bigger difference than I thought. Right now, the top is up to here. Before it was down here, so it looks like it's doubled in size at least. And I feel that it's you can see like the leaves here. I did not expect this kind of a growth because everything was like really short, but I guess I was wrong for once. So it looks like all the leaves have expanded. They are still cut short, but they're more wide than I thought that they would get. So you can tell everything is a lot more uh, is a lot bigger, and some of the colors are more vibrant, while others have darkened. Like the browns have gotten a little bit more dark, but as you can see over here, they're also a little bit more on the red side. All the greens have gotten slightly darker, but the yellows have gotten brighter. Um, so you can see there's a huge difference between the wet leaf and the dry leaf. And I got some on my finger. There we go. Is it off? Yeah, it's off. Now, smelling this tea is amazing. Like all I smell is the cinnamon, and it smells kind of like last week's the Raja Oolong, where it had a really strong, grounded um, scent to it. This kind of matches it, but this one is actually instead of a an oolong tea, it's a white tea. So we're gonna see if it tastes any similar. Hmm, that is interesting. It's actually got like fruity kind of notes to it. I was not expecting that. It's definitely a spicier tea. It hits a bit harder than the Raja Oolong, but it's like a really good really good flavor. You taste the black pepper a little bit more than I thought you would. Well, than I thought I would. Um, and that's kind of what's giving it that little fruity tone to it. It's acting with the cinnamon in a very interesting way. Like I can taste the cinnamon, um, and it's like the cinnamon is actually kicked in the back by the black pepper. And I was not expecting that. Like when you smell it, all you smell is the cinnamon. There's very loose tones of everything else. But the black pepper like basically it gives it a good kick. And it's a rare thing that when black pepper is put in chai and it's like this effective. Like normally when you put the black pepper in there, it's associated with the red pepper and sometimes pink peppercorn. And it gets lost in the shuffle. But this one, it really stands out. Mm, I'm liking this. Okay, I'm gonna put this down really quick because I get the feeling I'm just gonna keep on sipping it until it's all gone, and then you guys will just be sitting there like, "All right, Mike, say something about it." So you'll all get bored, and that's not something I want. But I'm gonna comment on this. This is actually a very interesting flavor. I really enjoy it. Um, I'm a huge fan of chai tea, anything spicy, and this has a kick to the point where I only had a little bit. You saw like just a couple sips, and like right now, all of this there's like a circle in my throat that's just it's just warm, and my chest it's basically here and here. Like I've got two distinct warm feelings, and it's like I wish that it was a little bit colder outside because if I were to drink a whole pot of this, I would sweat. I promise you that. This has got a pretty good. It's got a pretty good kick to it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually kind of hoping that if they use black pepper on the website, I want to go back and add some to my Dai Bai Chai, or I'll just have um, a third Dai Bai Chai edition. We'll see. I'll think about it. But the Dai Bai Chai family I think it's about due for a revamp or a new edition. We'll see. I'll see what's available on the site. But whew, that has got a kick. And I'm gonna have another sip because this is just it's really good. Mm. And just so you guys remember, I'm not sweetening these anymore. This actually does not need it at all. I don't know what it is, but something about it is giving it like a nice sweet undertone, like a little bit fruity, a little bit. Um, there's a certain quality that I can't quite place at the moment, but it's basically it's like a spicy candy kind of thing going. Mm. Oh, that's really good. I can imagine putting cream in this or milk, but I would not drink this cold, except for that feeling that when it's hot and you got that spice going. If it's a really really cold day, this is the kind of tea that you want in your cupboard because like it will keep you warm. Like already, the warmth in here is spreading to about here. Like it's taking over my neck, and I'm loving every minute of it. There is a kind of sensation that I'm getting right now that I don't. Yeah, it's probably the pineapple and coconut, which is kind of like you don't, like I said before, you don't really smell it in the initial the scent, but it's more profound when you drink it together. I think that that might be it. Like the sweetness of the coconut and the tanginess of the pineapple are really playing a huge part, a bigger part than I thought it would. Because I mean, you can barely see it in the dry tea, so I wouldn't imagine that it would have this big of an effect, but it does. And like it's surprising, just because I'm gonna be totally honest right now. I completely forgot that there was coconut and pineapple in it, and and that's why I was very surprised because it's like it doesn't you don't have that smell, you don't have that hint of it until you taste it, and that I think it's adding a quality where you have the burning but a burning sweet. That's actually on point. Like they blended this really really well. I'm gonna have a little bit more. Mm. Oh, that is so good. It's it's so hard for me to put down. I mean, I know that I have got three teas to go through today, but I really want to savor this. It was the same thing as the Raja Oolong last week. I wanted to savor it, and I did to a point. But I I haven't I finished it already at work because that was the first thing that went. Um, and yeah, that has quickly become a favorite, and this one is hot on its heels. Like there is something about this that I am super duper loving. It's really really good. Mm. And there's also like a kind of vegetal taste that's in there somewhere. It's hitting me in the back of my throat. Um, it's I don't know how to explain it because it's not really vegetal in the yeah it's yame. It's not really vegetal in the vegetable sense. Um, it's more like it's plant like. You get more of an authentic um, hint of a green tea in there. I think that that would be the best way to describe it. Although it's a white tea and the chlorophyll taste um, is not generally what you find in a white tea. There's a little hint of that, which gives the overall experience a nice, well-rounded experience because it's like you get little bits of everything here and there. Oh, excuse me. Oof, that kind of snuck up on me, but it is what it is. You guys know I always have the hiccups or some gassiness that's going on, but that's okay. I mean, it's par for the course. I've got to find out if there's like something you can do to prevent that. But we'll see. Anyway, I enjoyed in the meantime. Mm. This is the kind of drink that I would have for breakfast. Like I would start my day with something like this. Um, I it's starting to cool off a little bit. Not really cold, but it's still pretty hot. Um, but like the black pepper is coming out a little bit more, and that's part of why I wouldn't drink it cold because black pepper when it's cold in cold tea can have a kind of um, like a sour. I don't want to say it's truly sour, but it kind of gives it like a what's the word I'm looking for? Um, it kind of gives it like a distasteful note to it. It's like, you know, uh, it's it's hard to describe. It's more rather than a taste, it's more like a feeling. So yeah, I would not recommend drinking this cold, but drinking it hot is like, whew, it's some good stuff. This is going on my to do list as far as to buy the full on 3 ounce 3 ounce bags. This is definitely worth it. I would totally in a minute. Mm. So before I finish this one, I'm going to reheat the water just to a make sure I get a brew at the proper at the proper temperature. See now right away the water's steaming up, so it should be good to go in just a minute. I'm gonna hurry up and finish this off because I have two more to get through, and there's quite a bit that I want to talk to you about for the next one. So you're interested in the samurai mate? Okay, definitely. I'm interested in it too, and you know why, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Let me just finish this off real quick. Mm. I want to just. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, that is so settling. Oh, that's so good. This is leaving me with a nice satisfaction right now. Like there is something going on that I'm really enjoying. So I'm gonna put that away right there and make room. I'm gonna open up the samurai mate. Now the mate is one that I haven't done ever on this stream, and I was hoping to do a mate stream traditionally. Now traditionally, that's what I was talking about before. Um, I'm not talking about the horrid movie. What movie are you talking about? Urgh, this thing won't open. There we go. I had some issues. Now mate is actually an herbal blend. It's not a tea. And it comes from South America. I believe it's Argentina. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. I forget. I always do that. It's either Argentina or Brazil. Um, but it's highly caffeinated, like super caffeinated. It's one of the more caffeinated teas, but also it's not the kind of caffeine that you get from coffee. It's got a nice mellow reaction where it energizes you and it keeps you alert, but at the same time, it's a nice little buzz. Ooh, I was not expecting that. It kind of smells like bubble gum. I was not expecting this kind of a reaction. Yeah, let me pour some of this out. This is actually it's very interesting. It's got I'm gonna go through the the ingredients. It's got yerba mate, which is interesting because yerba mate is actually usually it's a yerba is not Brazilian, was a Portuguese, I think, for herb. And yerba mate is traditionally it's traditionally processed with tobacco leaves, so you get that tobacco smell without the tars or without the bad effects of the cigarette. That's something that I asked before I drank. Is like, after I drink this, will I be addicted to smoking? The answer is no. You will not be addicted to smoking. because the tobacco itself is not addictive. It's the nicotine that they put in it. So on its own, you're fine. It's got green mate, green rooibos. Ooh, that's interesting. Green rooibos tea. That's gonna make it a little bit sweeter. Cinnamon bark, ginger root, cardamom, orange peels, lemongrass, aniseed, almond flavor, spicy cinnamon, mango pieces, papaya flavor, and pineapple pieces. So that is all culminating into the fruitiness and the bubblegum flavor that I was kind of talking about. Um, it's a good you have a lot of the fruits and you have a lot of the spices, and it's all I guess that's where the bubblegum comes from, because you have a lot of the sweetness and the groundness of the spice. So that's very interesting. Well, before my water gets too cold, because I am rambling on a little bit, but that's okay. Go ahead and put that in. Do I have enough? Ooh, that's gonna be a close call. I'm gonna try and fill up my water a little bit. Oh, I can't do that with one hand. I tried, but I failed. I kept a little bit offhand just in case. Yes, juicy fruit meets big red. That's exactly what I'm going for. So I'm just going to pour some out. That should be enough. Oh, I forgot to set Quackhead. So I'm going to set it to 4 minutes instead, just in case. That way, I'm making up for the time. Although, since mate is an herbal blend, it's really, really hard to oversteep. I don't even know if you can oversteep mate, but knowing me, I'll find a way, right? So, I want to talk to you a little bit about the traditional way of drinking mate. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I want to dedicate a full stream. But just to give a little bit of a preview, the way that you traditionally serve mate is within a gourd. Now, I bought the gourd, and I am dying to use it. I'm just waiting to find some volunteers, hint hint, Shannon, Nicole, to help me with this. Now, generally, oh, excuse me. Generally, mate is a social drink. So basically you drink it and you pass it, you drink it, you pass it, and the way that you drink it is with a bombilla. A bombilla is a straw with a filter on the end, so that everybody takes a sip and passes it around, and they all commune, make it a big deal, which I'm really looking forward to, because something like that is not something that you get to do every day. You know, you gather around with good friends. Normally, if you were to share in that kind of experience, it all depends on the people that you're with. You know, it's kind of like the same. Like I get the impression it's it's the same kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a I don't want to call it I don't want to call it a tradition. I don't want to call it a ceremony, but it's like a communal thing, kind of like the peace pipe, where you smoke it, you pass, smoke it, pass. Um, it's 420, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, Quackhead just went. So I'm going to pull out the mate. Oh, that's got a really nice color. I'm liking that. All right. It actually does. It actually is an interesting time, and that's why, if I do get to do this um, with friends, I also want to do it outside of the stream. I'd like to do it on a regular basis, but it all depends. We'll see. I just need to find people that are into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. This is a really nice looking tea. Slurp, slurp, pass. Exactly. Now this actually is not the color I was expecting. It's really, really orange. It's super. It's like it looks like Tang to me, but well, I don't want to say Tang, but it looks like a very orange red kind of flavor, kind of color to it. And you don't normally get that from a mate. Mate on its own is yellow and it usually has like a rusty kind of tone to it. This one is a lot brighter than I'm used to. It's probably because of all the fruits that are in it. You have the mango, you have the orange peels, you have a lot of the fruits in there. Yeah, in a way, it does look like Tang. Tang is usually a lot more orange and a lot more thick looking, but yeah, it has like that kind of tone to it. I mean, to me, it looks like a broth, um, and it smells amazing. Oh, it smells like how do I put this? It smells like warmth. Yes, it looks amber. That's the perfect color. I knew that somebody would give me a more accurate because I'm a guy. I only know orange, red. That's my limit. But you got amber. That's perfect. Oh, that is so good. Like I don't even want to drink it because it smells really nice. Like I mean, it's taking over my room. Mm. I'm just gonna take a moment and and just enjoy the scent because it's like this is super soothing, and I know that once I drink this, how caffeinated it is. So you're gonna see a transformation, most likely. Um, I know how mate affects me. I don't really get affected easily by caffeine. I get that from ma, but the way that mate works, it's a different kind of buzz. You get more alert, less jittery, and it's perfect for like drinking first thing in the morning. So here we go. Ooh, that is nice. Ooh, there is a secondary flavor. Oh, I'm liking this. It's got okay. This is thrilling me right now because at first when you drink it, you get like the cinnamon and the grounds to it. But after like a second or two, you get a full-on candy flavor, and that's really interesting because it kind of gets you like I I'm gonna put this in terms of the top of a roller coaster. Like you have it, you have the ground taste, and then boom, goes straight down like a sudden change to candy. Beth, welcome. It's got like it takes a second to really get in there. And wow, that was that was actually very surprising. I'm liking it because it's like you don't expect it at first. I mean, you smell the candy and it's like, okay, this is gonna be a pretty cut and dry flavor. It's gonna be cinnamon and candy, but there's two distinct flavors, and one hits right after the other. And I've heard of that. Sometimes when they call it a slow burn, it's one flavor that takes a while to transition. This one doesn't have much of a transition time at all. It just goes boom, boom, and I'm wow. I'm like that seriously surprised me. Ooh, I'm liking that. Like there is no part of this experience that I don't like. Like this particular tea has it's thrilling. And just wait until I get all hopped up on the caffeine. Thank God that I have an herbal after this to calm. Hopefully, it'll calm me down. We'll see. But mm, oh, that is really good. Mm. Wow. That is like real. I'm. It's a rare thing where I'm sitting there and I'm stumped because it hits me. Uh, and it's hitting me in layers. Would gummy bears go well with this tea? Um, maybe, maybe, because you have that super fruitiness to it. I think that gummy bears would go for it, just as long as you stay away from the. Shannon knows what I'm talking about. The sugar free ones. Yeah, that one. I'll leave it at that because that can take you into places that I don't want to go right now, both literally and figuratively. But if you ever get the time, see if you can. Uh, oh, I forgot the name of the company that makes it with the little golden bags. Um, but their product reviews are hilarious. I'm not gonna just look up the sugar-free gummy bear reviews, and yeah, Rick, you know what I'm talking about. You're laughing already because you know. What was it? The fruity Jaffa cookies? I've never had a Jaffa cookie. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming is it the one with like you have the sugar cookie and then like the cherry filling in the middle, something like that. I'm assuming that that's what it is. Maybe. I don't know. That's my best guess. If that is it, then yeah, it would probably go well with that. Anything fruity, really. Haribo, yes, that's the one, Haribo. If you ever get the chance, you want a good laugh, look up sugar-free gummy bear reviews from Haribo. You will die laughing. No, you already know what it is, so. Oh my god, I read some of those and they had me crying. I can't even. Oh, I gotta concentrate. You can see the caffeine is starting to kick in already. I'm already getting tea drunk, but oh my god, this is the way to go. When you start to get the giggles from it. That's that's precisely what I like. Oh, oh my god, I'm starting to get hot. I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. It's stuck. There we go. Yeah, I need to air myself out because that is actually a little bit more spicy than I thought it would be. And it's starting to. I'm starting to get that reaction that I had. Jaffa cakes. Oh, okay. You'll send me the link later. I'm sure I'll get a good laugh out of it. But anyway, I'm starting to get the two things are happening right now. Uh, I'm starting to get a little bit more energized, a little bit more awake and aware. But at the same time, I'm like my core temperature is starting to rise. Uh, so I'm feeling a little bit sweaty in this area right now, but I'm not like super duper sweaty. I'm kind of just trying to prevent it. But this is the same reaction I had with the Dai Bai Chai, except without the caffeine kick. So last time I was just like it was burning through, it was fine. But now I'm heated and I'm energetic, and that's just gonna make my body temperature come rise up even more because everything inside me is running at about yeah, that's for the after dark special of my tea stream. Big, but I'm gonna have to install a poll here. But yeah, now that my body is a little bit kicked in because of the caffeine, I'm starting to feel a little bit hotter, but not like super duper hot because I haven't had a whole lot of caffeine, but the effect I can feel more awake, um, But I mean, I know that it usually takes a little bit of time to fully kick in. But I do feel an effect already. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight, but if not, I'm off tomorrow, which is fine. I also have I'm also going to the donut festival, so I'm gonna be energized for that for sure. Oh, and also another thing, when you drink mate, there's no caffeine crash. Like I have yet to get any kind of crash when it comes to highly caffeinated teas, but this one especially, you can feel the difference. There's no crash after. I'm not gonna chug it because first of all, it's still hot, so I'm gonna burn my tongue down, and I'm not gonna be able to taste the peach Bellini. So I'm gonna be like, nah, it tastes like peach. It's good. Good night, everybody. No, that's not the kind of stream that I'm gonna do tonight. Sugar high, but I don't have any sugar in my tea. I'm drinking this unsweetened, and honestly, this one also does not need any sugar at all. No sweeteners, no nothing. Everything in here is super. It's super tasteful, sweet. It's natural. I'm highly recommending this one to those who like mate. I have a friend Luke who's not here at the moment, but shout out to you whenever you get the chance, brother. Check out my stream, and I'll let you know that I called you out on this one. Don't Oh, the donuts and tea. Yeah, then that would definitely account for the sugar high. Mm. Oh, that is really good. I don't know how I, how I would taste how it would taste if it was cold. I think that this one I would try cold, although I don't know what kind of effect it would have, just because um, when I'm drinking it now and it's got that heat to it, um, it's not going to have that same effect. Although the sweetness might be more profound with all the fruits that are in it. Um, it might overtake the spice, which I'd be fine with because um, cold things should be sweet. At least that's my humble opinion. But let's see, it's 8:49, so I'm gonna try to speed things up, which is a good thing because I'm highly caffeinated right now, so that should help me get through it a little bit faster. I'm trying not to take an hour and a half like I did last week. And granted, now that I'm only doing cups rather than pots, I don't think that that'll be a problem because I don't have to drink an entire pot and 6 cups of tea like last week. Which it was fun. I did it, but it had adverse effects that I'd rather not repeat this time around. So I think I made the right choice because I'm used to drinking 3 cups of tea at a time. Well, generally, I want to say two and a half normally, but I'm going to be doing a third cup. As a matter of fact, I timed it wrong last time, so now that I still have a good amount of tea left in my cup. I'm going to start the water again, and we're going to get this as another 212, and I don't have to worry about um, talking so much through it and then missing out at the end. Mm. Oh, but this is so good. I'm still getting like a candy bubblegum kind of flavor to it, and I really enjoy this one. Like even now, like generally the as teas cool, the taste changes. There is a slight change, but it's not very significant. Even though now it's starting to get towards room temperature, it's still pretty hot, but it's at that threshold where I can drink it straight, and it's not going to burn my tongue anymore. Mm. But yeah, this is out of this world. It does not need any it does not need any sweetness, and you guys know I have a sweet tooth. So I kind of, I don't want to say I require a super sweet flavor, but I prefer it. And this one has a super sweet flavor. I don't like, I would be missing out if I drank all these if I drank these teas with what's the stuff called? Stevia. With stevia in it, I'd be missing out because I wouldn't realize how sweet it was without it. So yeah, I'd say definitely drink this without any sugar. You're good to go. And it looks like my water just popped, so I'm gonna leave that there for the moment while I drink this up. And next, I have the peach Bellini coming up, and I cannot wait. That's gonna be awesome. I already looked up the ingredients, and I'm kind of excited about that. I don't want to rush through the samurai mate, but I kind of have to. Not 'cause I'm not complaining about that, because it's the kind of thing that I want to enjoy, and I'll do that later. I mean, I have these teas. They're here. They're mine. You'll have to get your own. I might share. We'll see. Probably not, because I'm going to be stingy with this one. Kind of like the Raja Oolong. Like, nobody's getting that but me. Oh, oh, that's good. Okay, move all of these out the way to make room for our final. Whoops. For our final flavor of the night, peach Bellini. Okay, so this has apple pieces, orange pieces, peach flavor, strawberries, rose petals, mango pieces, pineapple pieces, apricot, and papaya. So this is its own gigantic fruit blend. This is all herbal. I actually don't see any tea in here whatsoever. Like, this is all fruit. That's gonna be interesting. This is basically all dried fruit. So we're gonna open this up real quick. Oh, sorry, I forgot the rose petals are in there. But that's like the only floral piece. Oh, there we go. I don't know what's up with these packages today. They're getting on my nerves. Woo! Oh, I can smell. I just opened it. Like, you see how far this is from my face? Oh, excuse me. I opened it, and this is like, this is some strong stuff, and I cannot wait to start. So I'm gonna pour some of this out really, really quick. Oh, it's a very chunky tea. Like, it's having a hard time coming out of the bag. Doggone it! There we go. Is that enough? Yeah, that should be enough. Whew. Oh, I'm starting to feel it. Now, this one is also a little bit interesting because you can steep it at 212 for 5 to 10 minutes rather than just a straight up 5. Because it's an herbal blend and because it's pretty much all fruit, there's nothing too over steep. All of it's going to be juicy. There we go. So I'm not gonna worry too much about oversteeping the time. I can probably leave this in. Oh yeah. Show it to you. Dag nabbit. I knew I forgot something. It's the caffeine in me. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you right in the bag. Thankfully, it's a bright enough tea that you'll be able to see it pretty well from the inside. Plus, the inside has foil in it, so it'll be reflective. You'll be able to see a lot of it through the light. So there you go. Look at that. It's a really, really bright tea. It's some of the color is washing off, because of all the light that's in there. Now, it might look a little pale, it might look white, but in person, it's very, very yellow, very fruity and juicy. Check out how chunky it is. Like, it is literally all fruit pieces, and it smells amazing. It's basically fruit punch. Um, well, I should say more like a tropical punch, because fruit punch, it's got more red fruits in it. This is all yellow. This is all citrus, and it smells out of this world. Like, this is the kind of thing that I would drink hot. I would drink cold. I mean, like, this is the perfect, from what it smells like, perfect summer blend. Like, I'm gonna buy. I think I already have a 3-ounce bag of it, maybe. I think we'll see. But it's perfect for summer. Like, this is the kind of tea that I would drink at the end of my day, just hanging out, chilling out of the front. Can you eat like can you eat it like trail mix? I guess. You want me to do it? I'm gonna do it. I mean, I have done it before with they had a coconut blend. Oh, there we go. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming that this is either a pineapple piece or a papaya piece. Hard to tell. But yeah, it's all it is dried fruit. Mm. Ooh, that is so good. Oh my god. It's candy. Like, you can eat this. As a matter of fact, I might just eat this after like after it cools off. Because all it is fruit. And it's so good. Ooh. Suffering some nasal stuff. Yeah, it is super sweet, super juicy. It's basically it's equivalent to like a pineapple raisin. It's really I'm loving this. As a matter of fact, you know what? Getting a fork. Oh no, I'm not choking on it. I'm just like I got the sniffles. Like, I guess because of the elevated heat, my sinuses are clearing. Quack quack quack. Quackhead is going on. Ooh, this is beautiful. Oh, right here. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Now that it's out, look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. It's basically, and it's steaming. That steam is coming out really, really, really heavy. But it's basically fruit salad. Like, there is nothing in there that isn't natural. That isn't processed in anything. This is totally edible. And just to prove it, totally try not to drop it. Check that out. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is candy. Oh, I'm loving this. Ow, hot. Okay, now to show you guys the look of this tea. Look at that. This is the palest. It's the whitest tea out of all three of them, but it's got like a super strong scent to it. This is all tropical. It's like opening a can of pineapple right in your face, and I'm loving it. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm gonna drink a little bit now. I'm not supposed to let it go, but I'm not supposed to let myself get burned. But you know, I'm hyper right now. I'm caffeinated and I'm impatient. But plus, it smells amazing. And if I throw some marshmallows in there, I have ambrosia. That is a good idea, especially since I just had a the what was it, the marshmallow teaster tea that they got. That one is really really nice. It's which one is it? It's a green rooibos bonita. Um, it's got marshmallows in it, and I don't remember what else. Oh, that is really really nice. That is all juice. Like it is essentially. This is essentially. I don't even want to call it a tea. It's like pineapple cider. It's like a really nice. I got a really nice thing going here. Like I'm drinking the tea. I'm eating the fruit. Mmm. It tastes like gummy bears. What do you mean don't overdo it? I mean you can't overdo it on this. It's too good to overdo. And I'm loving it. Oh my god. Right now I'm in like summer heaven. Oh, it's delicious. I would recommend this to anybody but Ma because Ma, you're allergic to some of this stuff. Uh, it's got mango in it, and I know I know that you have a with the caffeine. Oh no, this isn't caffeinated. This is all herbal, so I don't have to worry. All of this that I'm feeling right now with the caffeine, this is all from the mate. The mate, it took a little while to kick in, but now that it did, you can see I'm working a little bit more energized. I'm a little bit I borderline hyper. I'm borderline hyper, a bit tea drunk. I totally admit that, but in any case, I mean this is a good it's a good experience. Well, I know Teresa. She's allergic. I don't even know if she's still on the stream. Um, but yeah, excuse me. Yeah, it does have some things that are allergens for her, but she still has the peach serenity from last week, which I checked doesn't have anything that she's allergic to, so should be fine. Um, so that's one thing that we're good on. Ooh, it's hot, but it's good. Very juicy. Mm. I want to let that cool off a little bit, only because the more it cools, the more of the sweet flavor will show up. When it's hot, you'll be tasting more of the water. But this, like, I don't want to miss out. I'm gonna let it cool off for a little bit. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna put in a couple pieces of ice. Ma, good, you're there. I just wanted to make sure because you got quiet a little bit. So I'm gonna put in a little bit of ice. I have. Oh, if I can get this thing out. R2D2. I don't know if you guys can see it. R2D2. I'm at a bad angle, but yeah, I have an R2D2 ice tray, and I just broke off one of his legs. Oops. Sorry, R2. There we go. So I'm gonna let that cool off for a little bit, and I'm gonna have it as an iced tea. I don't want to overdo it because it'll dilute the tea itself. So I want to avoid that. Just gonna spin that around a little bit, let it cool off, and while that does, I'm gonna have another taste of the fruit. Mmm, mmm, so good. When you eat it, you're getting more of the flavor from like the you taste more of the mango and more of the apricot. Not so much the pineapple, which I guess it makes sense because pineapple, as sweet as it is, the other two are a lot stronger. Oh, I think this needs a little bit more ice. It's still Still pretty hot. One more cube should do it. I don't want to put in the big one, but I might have to. Well, you know what? I'll just leave it as is. There we go. Stir that around. I'm trying not to dilute this, but I will definitely try this again. If I don't already have one, I'll buy one. I think I do, but I want to make this iced, especially during the summer. Normally, I make my iced tea in my Ralph, welcome, in my little pitcher. So I'm ready, willing, and able to do this. Let me see. Tea bags. It's still a bit on the warm side, like it's still kind of hot. But I'm just going to speak for it, because if I put any more ice in it, it'll dilute, and I want to avoid that. But it is super, super good. And now, out of curiosity, I want to try with a little bit of the honey, which it should go well because, as you guys know, it's an orange blossom honey, so it's got extra fruit in it. So I'll try not to. There we go. 4 should be enough, because I have already diluted the honey, and I don't want to. Oh, and spin that a little bit. I'm expecting the honey to enhance the flavor of the citrus, because when you have that when you have the citrus tea already, and you're adding the sweetness of the honey with the tanginess of the orange blossom, you got a really good blend. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this enhances the tanginess of it, adding more flavor rather than allowing the dilutedness to take over, basically. So I'm going to add a little bit of flavor to it. Generally, I have to adjust my opinion of it, because I know that this is kind of a bit diluted, and it's not normally how I would make it. Okay, yeah, the honey definitely gives it a new level. It makes it a little bit sweeter, and it's pulling out the apricot and the mango flavor even more. The pineapple and the peach are taking a bit of a back seat to it, but no complaints. This is some good stuff. Do I think popcorn would be a good snack with this tea? Maybe the saltiness with the fruit, but I wouldn't really try that, because the buttery flavor might be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't know if it'll mix well with the citrus. If you're gonna do it without butter, maybe lightly salted, and that might go better. And definitely not the cheese popcorn. Well, I used to put stevia to make my tea during the streams, but I stopped doing that only because I want to give a more authentic experience for you guys. And I have not been disappointed. Drinking my teas without any sugar, especially for this series, it's been eye opening. Because honestly, in my opinion, had I sweetened any of these teas, I would be missing out. Like, this stuff was naturally sweet, naturally flavored. It's very strong in its sense, that it really doesn't need tea. Sorry, it doesn't need the sweetener, it's perfect the way it is. Yes, naked popcorn is definitely a must. Well, I just put the honey in this one, but that was just purely for experimental purposes. I drank it without honey for about half the cup, and although it doesn't need it, I just wanted to see how well the honey would interact with the citrus and give it a nice little enhancement. Although it doesn't need it, it's definitely worth putting a little bit at least to bring out the citrus a little bit more. Oh, excuse me. And lemon cake, Rick, I didn't forget you. Lemon cake really would go well with this because you're already working with a lot of citrus. So basically, you're having candy on top of the cake. That's a definite yes from me. And I want to have another down the hatch. Because I swear, this thing tastes like candy. Like, drinking the tea is one thing, but when you're eating the tea, this is honestly straight up gummy bears. It's like you have the soft texture with a little bit. You know how gummy bears, they're soft until you hit the center and you get that little extra juiciness to it. That's what I'm getting with this fruit. You leave it as it is, still wet, still fully saturated with the hot water, and you have a full on dessert right here. And I'm going back and forth eating the tea and drinking the tea, and it's like you can't really do this with a whole lot of teas. Well, technically you can't do that with any tea because you would have to eat it with the tea leaf, and the tea leaf, it wouldn't have the same effect if you eat it, unless it's like baked in matcha. But with this, since it's an herbal blend and everything in it is edible, even the rose petals, it's straight up dessert. So they actually pair well together. I mean, obviously, because when I say it that way, and I sound surprised, but obviously you're drinking the tea and eating the tea, so of course it's gonna pair well together because it's all from the same thing. Um, but it's the versatility of it that I find fascinating because it never occurred to me to actually eat the tea that I'm drinking, and leave it to my sister who dares me to try it. Um, it works. Yes, it goes well, so nothing goes to waste. I mean, generally I don't waste any of my tea. What I do is I put it in a plastic bag, and I take it to once it's filled up, I take it to work, and I dump it in the little bin. They have bins that they donate to make mulch, and they make what's the word? Now it's mulch, and there's another word. Um, I'm forgetting it offhand, but yeah, none of this goes to waste. Like, I really enjoy the participating in recycling and using it to grow new plants. And that's something I want to learn how to do this from home also. Uh, but we'll see. One step at a time. And I need another taste. Drop some. 5-second rule. That, and it only fell on the desk, so should be fine. It never hit on the compost. Yes, compost was the word. Gotcha matcha, my next tea creation. That I don't know because they don't have an option to create a tea with matcha. Um, I can probably make other stuff with it, but I'm going to also do a matcha stream one of these days. We'll see. But yeah, that's definitely on my to-do list. So I'm gonna open up the floor finally. Do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to ask? You want to talk about? Just throw it at me. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling hyper. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling caffeinated, and I'm not gonna get to sleep until about 3 in the morning. But that's okay. I'm fine with living with that on my conscience. Plus, this last one is not caffeinated at all. The first two were caffeinated, and now that I think about it, they were kind of highly caffeinated. Because, as I mentioned before, the white tea has a higher concentration of caffeine in it, and it didn't occur to me that the white tea and the mate was gonna do this to me. So right now I feel like I can run around the block a few times. Yes, Netflix it up. I probably will. Um, Once I like get it out of my system, I'm probably gonna have to like jump in the shower, wash myself. Now that I feel like I'm energized and stuff, I'll need the hot water to help me relax, um, even myself out a little bit. Maybe that'll work, but we'll see. I'm surprised that the hot water what was it? I'm going to get evil Apple alerts at 3 a.m. Probably. Sorry about that in advance. Mm. But at least it'll make you laugh, because I am pretty funny on that. mm. Oh, this is so good. Teresa, thank you for daring me to eat this, because it would have never occurred to me to do that. But this is a kind of tea that is totally edible, really delicious. It goes well for a snack. Even when it's dry. Like, I can see myself opening up a pack of this and just munching on it while I watch Netflix. It's basically just pineapple raisin. So yeah, this is some good stuff. And I think you could probably do that with the peach serenity also, because I don't recall anything offhand that wouldn't be edible. Yeah, dried fruit exactly. Mmm. Oh, so good. I am loving this stream just as much as last week's, and this has got me. Whew, I'm good to go. So, opening up the floor again. Any questions, comments, anything you want to ask, talk about, throw it at me. I'm hyper right now. I can answer anything and everything. And that, what I don't know, I'll just make up. You'll never know the difference. Wah ha ha! It's the evil side of me coming out. No, I would never do that. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know, but I'll make my best guess anyway. Rate them all. Oh my god, the hardest question of all. Rate them from all six or just these three. I could probably do all six, but it's gonna be a tough choice. Um, God. Okay, figure out how to create gotcha matcha. That's something that I'll have to I'll have to do when I have the time and the materials to do it. But you know what? Just for argument's sake, I'm gonna rate all six. Um, this is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one. Um, I'm gonna have to start with the Raja Oolong. That had a strange kind of serenity to it. The Raja Oolong chai, when you drink it, it gives you equal parts um, equal parts satisfaction and um, and like an alertness. So I'm going to start with that one. Next one I would have to say, because it's in such close proximity, I would go with the white Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic. chai. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Only because it's like it's so like the two of them are so similar in the effects that they have. For in me that those would be my top two. Um, God, this is so hard. Samurai Mate, I'd have to say is number three. Only because it had that surprising effect to it that had the candy. Well, not the candy, the groundedness and the candy like right underneath. That was very surprising, very delicious. I loved it. Next, I'm gonna have to say number four is a peach Bellini. Peach Bellini because it's so versatile and because it's a summer tea and I'm really really digging it. Uh, it's definitely my number four. Number five, darn it. I don't want to say Peach Serenity quite yet. Only because it's so similar to Peach Bellini, that it might be a little too similar. So I'll save that one for later. What's next? What was last week's? What were the other two? Was the Samurai? No, no. What was last week? The it was the Raja Oolong, the Peach Serenity. What was the one in the middle? Uh, I'm drawing a blank now. Doggone it. What was it? It was. You know what? I'm gonna have to look it up really quick. Banana nut. Yes, that's what it was. Thanks. Yeah, I have to say banana nut was my number. Let's see, 2, 3 my number five, and then Peach Serenity would be number six. Now I want to um I want to disclose that these were all super duper close. Like every one of these was delicious, and it's really hard for me to pick which ones specifically go in which order because this is just what I'm thinking on the fly. Apparently forgettable. Well, no, not that it's forgettable, but like I'm kind of like I really enjoyed it, but my mind is working faster than my mouth, so I could not process it. But it was a really good one. Plus, I'm a huge fan of banana, so that's definitely on there. All right, I'm almost done with my tea, so I'm gonna start to wrap up. If you guys have any questions, please throw them at me while I'm talking. But there has been on the Adagio website, there are three new flavors that everybody is looking to vote for. So that's an exciting announcement. Once they're supposed to announce it on May 1st. So once that is shared, I'll be happy to post the results on the community. I'll leave the Adagio website on this one, so you guys want to vote, you can. I highly encourage it. Do I have that special mate cup? I absolutely do, and it's not a mate cup. It's actually a mate gourd. I got them a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Should I show you guys? You guys want to see my mate gourd? I left it out. I cured it. And I actually kind of over cured it by mistake. Um, I'll talk about that process on the day. That's what you told Izzy? What, that I actually had it? did I actually have the mate cup, or what? That it was a gourd. Yes, that yeah. Well, I'm glad you corrected him. But yes, I have the gourd. You want me to show it to you guys? Show it? Show it? Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you a sneak preview. What was it? This is America. It's called a cup? Yeah, no. Because cups are made out of are made out of artificial artificial. Well, I don't even want to say artificial materials, but it's handmade. This is all natural. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. It's a nice golden bronze shape with a metal tip, and on the inside, it's a little bit. Let me see if I can get some. You know what? I'll just flip it around. There you go. Look at that. It's all natural. There's a couple of black spots. That's all good. Because this is actually a living. Well, it was a living gourd. So all of that blackness is natural. It's not unhealthy for you at all. It's already it's already cured, and to cure it means that well, I'll talk about the process later, but basically when you cure a gourd, you make sure that it's taste ready. So you get the gourd there, and then you get the bombilla. The bombilla is basically a straw with the filter. So you see, you have the filter up there it's small enough so that you don't get any of the leaves through, and then you drink it through here. I'll show this again once we're ready to do the actual stream. Oh, excuse me. So it looks like my gourd is ready to go. Did I get that at Geschwinder? Geschwinder? I'm assuming that's the right way to pronounce it. And yeah, I did. You were there. I told you I was going to get it. You actually saw me buy it. So, yes, I got that at Geschwinde. And I'm trying to finish my tea at the same time. Mm. So yeah, that's that's on my to-do list. Uh, so that's a little preview of what's to come in a few weeks, and well, that would be something to look forward to. And I can't wait to do it because I've never drank mate traditionally before. I have absolutely been looking for it at all the stores, and you see the thing is, like they had the gourd at Naperville, but no bombilla. Then they had the bombilla at the State Street, but no gourd. So I was always saying, Greg, welcome. You're just in time for the ending. I was always saying, I wanted to get them both together because I never know if I would get one and then I can't get the other, back and forth, blah 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 blah. But I was able to get them both together at Geschwinde. Geschwinde. I'm assuming that that's how it's pronounced. It's full on German, and I'm learning little by little. I don't know what Geschwinde means, but I know how Geschwinde is pronounced. So it's a step in the right direction. I'm trilingual, y'all. I speak English, a little bit of Spanish, and even a tiny bit of German. Actually quadrilingual if you count gibberish. And that I am perfectly fluent in gibberish, you guys know. Uh, but anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this puppy off. Any last call for questions and comments, because I don't have a whole lot left. Mm. Oh, this is so good. Even when it's now that it's colder, it's like kind of lukewarm, but it tastes like juice, and I'm loving this. I highly recommend this one. I'm going to post the links as I always do after the stream is over. And you guys, I highly recommend all 6 of these flavors. Um, they're memorable. Booger, that is all. Well, thank you for that. You picked the good one. Mm. And now that I'm out of this sticky situation, I'm going to finish off my tea and bid you all a good night.
Mm.
Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an awesome adventure, and I'm looking forward to next week when I finish off my poll of teas. This has been, what was it, 10 weeks worth of a series that you guys have picked, and next week will be the final one. It's I'm gonna do uh, Darjeeling Pudabong Summer. Did I say that right? I believe so. I don't know. I'll look it up. It's Darjeeling Pudabong Summer. That's the last one, and it's gonna be a fun one. So I'm gonna be closing out my series with that. And you guys enjoy. Have a great night. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next week. Bye.